The question I'm asked most often about emotional intelligence is, what is it? But today's video is not about what it is. Today's video is about the second most common question. Why emotional intelligence? Why is it so important for leadership and organizational success? So let's take a deep dive. First off is that emotional intelligence is proven to be a key indicator of human performance and development. People higher in emotional intelligence communicate effectively, they form strong relationships, and they create powerful coping strategies. Just think about stress tolerance and stress management. Now, emotional intelligence can be measured oftentimes more accessibly and less controversially than IQ. And unlike IQ, our EQ can be sustainably strengthened and developed throughout our whole life. The EQI 2.0 is the most valid and reliable assessment for emotional intelligence. The reliability of the assessment comes down to its consistency. How consistent is it at measuring what it aims to measure? And then the validity of the assessment is ensuring the accuracy and usefulness of the assessment, which is for the EQI something that was a milestone marker in 2014 when they made it in the 19th Bureau's Mental Measurements Yearbook. And this yearbook is considered an important marker because it identifies proper test development, acknowledging the scientific rigor and effort that's been put into its development. Return on investment is a really important piece around why emotional intelligence. And there's some key research pieces that speak directly to this point. Key research performed by Human Capital Institute and Multi Health System indicates three really powerful pieces. One is simple and effective way of impacting leadership development. So 60% of those who use emotional intelligence assessments report back that they're very effective in leadership development. They're also very effective in impacting a leader's performance capacity. Second is that time and support is critical to implementing leadership development initiatives, and yet that time and support is often lacking within organizations. So when we take a look at how much money, sometimes 31% of a training and development budget is spent on leadership development, when we don't give it the time and the attention or priority, all of that money goes down the drain. So what we want to see is results fast. However, something like emotional intelligence development, which can have very large leaps in a person's human performance and capacity, is something that takes time because it's digging into behavioral changes. And how much time are we willing to give someone to develop that? Well, if we're not following up in coaching, which is the third key research point, incorporating emotional intelligence as part of leadership coaching supports high performance. So when organizations combine emotional intelligence assessment with leadership coaching, they report back 36% more likely to have effective emotional intelligence performance, which means they understand their emotional intelligence, but then they're also developing the skills which are resulting in impact to the bottom line. So some of those bottom line impacts that we can see is that there's a very positive relationship between investment in leadership development through emotional intelligence and then financial performance. Organizations that are high leadership development spenders report about a 5% increase in their revenue growth over the prior year based on that investment. So what kind of returns are you getting? Are you measuring on your leadership development investments? And if you aren't, would you like to? And would you like to do better at assessing how well your leadership training is influencing the behavioral outcomes and performance of your leaders, which is influencing your bottom line? That's what I do. I look forward to starting the conversation with you and taking a deep dive into your leadership emotional intelligence development.